Wow. I gotta say, this has proved to be quite the problem. I think I got it fixed finally, though. Wow. Okay, I think I'm on the right track to getting it fixed. Um, it seems I okay. So the big change I made recently was I was storing coordinates as a string, x, y, right? So wherever they were on the field in x, y coordinates, and I decided because, and this is because the way I kept having to parse the string, right? I'd have to parse out the first one as an X and parse out the second one as a Y using split and whatever. You grab the one and then you assign it to an integer and then you provide it into it. And then you put it in as a value into your grid and you can move it around. And so I was trying to decide if, there's a more efficient way. And the AI suggested, yeah, well, you wouldn't have to do all the parsing and things would go a lot smoother if you just stored them as individual components, X and Y. Store X, store Y. And I said, makes sense. I didn't really want to because it was a little bit of work. Boy, it turned out to be a lot of work because there's a lot of things going on in Go and protobufs and JSONs and even Mongo and even encoding that has to happen between the time you go and fetch data and send it back if your integer value fields have a zero in them. Because by default, apparently, your encoding, JSON encoding, your protobufs, they all dump zero values. Just by default, they just dump zero values. To them, that's empty, don't bother if it's an integer field. And so the first problem I had was when I changed it to coordinates of actually X and Y. So I stored an X and I stored a Y, is the new field had to be split up, and everywhere that I was using a single field and parsing it, I had to replace. So I did that. And I said, okay, great. Now I got that in there, all the code's there, but it's not showing up. It's not loading. So I looked at the results and I was like, oh, well, what's the problem here? So I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, I've got some case problems. But that didn't make sense because it wasn't there. It wasn't like I had the wrong case and I was reading the wrong case. It was that it just wasn't in the code. But I did need to sync up the case so that everything would be right. So I synced up the case and all of a sudden all my formations were failing because now they didn't want to see the ID. Now something about definitive camel case, which is what I've been trying to implement because I'm trying to build some consistency out of the casing because there's so many different default casings of all these different things. Like I said, Go's default is Pascal case and JSON's is lowercase and protobuf is either camel case or snake case. Oh god, I'm trying to get them all aligned. By default, Mongo is lowercase. I'm sorry. JSON can take lowercase, but it has to be at best. I think the first letter has to be lowercase. So you have to be something like either lowercase or camel case for JSON. I think that's how that goes. So yeah, they're all screwy, and lining them all up can be a pain. So you can do things like set BSON tokens or BSON descriptors in your types to try to define, how Mongo's going to store it. But you still got to get your protobufs in line. Anyway, I finally got all that worked out. I just basically changed my seed data to load it as an ID instead of an underscore ID, which is kind of the default anyway. So things were kind of weird, but I got it fixed, got it all in the package. But then I started realizing, why am I still getting excluded objects? The lineup position would show up only sometimes. Turns out it was excluding all the zeros, and apparently both protobuf and encode for JSON will exclude zeros by default. And I just learned that. So now, and I had to trace it down because in the end of the get formations function, it was dropping, and I would have it print out all of the formations it was going to give right here, and it was all correct. Everything was there. I'm like, what the heck, man? Everything's present. And then I go look, well, it's got to be breaking down, because I would look at the end of the code right here when it receives it, go get the data, and I look at the data and it was missing the data. So there's only two places between the end of get formation and right here, and that's the two gRPC functions, the gRPC handler for the service and then the gRPC gateway handler for the service. And well, that file that handles the service. And apparently the encode and gateway will cut out zeros. And apparently the protobuf, when you're sending it back in the response, is going, oh, you don't want to send these zeros back. I'll just take those out. I was like, no, I do want to send those back. And AI could never, I mean, the only reason AI figured it out because I finally narrowed it down to exactly where it was falling down. I knew it had something to do with the protobufs, but I couldn't figure out what, because the fields were there. The fields are present. I'm like, well, the fields are there. How come it's not there? And then AI comes in. Finally, I get to the point where it chimes in and goes, oh, well, apparently protobuf by default will not send back empties. You have to tell it that you want to keep it with some, some fancy handling of the data. So I'm like, well, good to know. Maybe you could have figured that out earlier when I kept telling you, look at my protobuf file and tell me why it's not there. So essentially, we've got this position function here. I've got this X and Y, and you see it's just a double. Well, it won't send back empties unless you tell it to this, apparently. It's a wrapper that will force it to send back zeros. I did not know this. I think it's kind of gooey. Look, is it bugging out on me? Is it gonna bug out on me? Is that not even a thing? Oh, look, it doesn't even like it. Oh, you're a jerk. Oh, see? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that doesn't even work. Oh, dude, you're killing me, man. Oh, I have to import this. Never mind. Let's add an import. Let's see if this fixes it. Now let's see what that does. Okay, so I don't have to hate it. Supposedly, that might fix my problem. Let's go ahead and let's go back to the, I think that was the only thing I needed to change that. I haven't changed the gateway yet. I'm not going to change the gateways in code just yet. I want to first see if that fix the gRPC handler. So let's go ahead and we'll go back to players, playbook. And I'll clear this just because it needs to be cleared. Or can I? Oh, I can't clear this right now. Apparently, can't clear it while it's running. Okay. So we're going to go back here. I'll go back to plays and play editor. Look at that. Well, it's not 100%. It's getting some stuff back now. Why am I only getting part of it back? I don't know. But at least some of it's coming back. It's slowly starting to redraw itself. Let's see if we got anything missing. Okay, so we do still have missing objects. We still have lineup positions missing. Now let's go see if it's the gRPC. Sending the following information back in the response. That is not, I think that's the gateway. And you can see the gateway's messing up. But let's see here. Fetching all formations, returning formations. These are the formations that this is returning. It's still missing stuff. Look at that. Lineup position X. That one don't have any. Because it's a 0, it's a center. The center has 0. It's the zeros that aren't coming back. It does not like it. Let me stop this just in case and rebuild it. Since I changed the protobuf, maybe it needs to be rebuilt. Let's go ahead and clear this. Say go run dot. It is pretty slow in the grand scheme of things here. Oops, it blew up. What the heck? Get up to cannot use lineup position X variable of type float as wrapper SP double value instruct literal. Doesn't like it. Well, so it was a problem. Syntactically, it doesn't like it now. I probably have to do something with the type now that it's something weird. I'm probably gonna have to go back to the store formation, get formations here. The proto file has been updated to use wrapper type, blah, but in your store formation go, you're still trying to use float64 values directly, which is causing compilation. Here's how to fix it, store formation go. So what? I can't use it directly anymore. Do they really? I mean, that really changes things. I'm not even sure I'm using ID anymore. Why is that? Is that normal? Let me go see if that's formations here. Formations, doc. Oh, I guess we're okay. It does still put the ID in that way. All right. I wasn't sure it was going to do that still. All right, never mind. But it made major changes. This is like, I don't like it when it totally restructures things because it makes me nervous. All right, so we got formations, fail the formations, ID, off distance name, manually map positions array. Okay. Got positions, position group. So it's basically taking these guys out. And then off distance name positions. Okay, so then it's doing basically this all the way to there. For this all the way to there. Alright, let's see if that does anything. Do we have any more errors? No, it looks like it might run this time. Okay. Maybe. Alright. That's dumb. I mean, it's really kind of overcomplicated sometimes. Okay, we've got error loading. Failed to parse formation seed data. JSON cannot unmarshal number into a ghost struct field portions. Alright, so we're still problematic. Still does not like it. So whatever you did, that did not help me. See if we can figure this out. I don't know. This is Claude 3.7. It's the most reliable I've seen so far. I am going to have to try another one if this doesn't work. Also, now the problem is when I try to load my formations. Great gurgly murgly, man. All right, what do we got here? Parse into temporary regular float. Unmarshal. Sheesh. That work? Oh, it actually looked like it loaded this time. Okay, so it looks like we're loaded. Great. So let's go see if all of that helps me at all. Did it do anything that helps? Okay, so we've got a load. Let's go see. This, the formations are here, they're just not filtered. So usually at this point I can kind of tell what's going on. So line up position X has a value 2. What the heck is that? Line up position X, value 2, empty Y. These are not coming back as numerics. This, whatever this is doing, that's not quite right either. Although we do have X and Y now, at least they're all present. What is this? I just want to line up. Okay, so position X and Y to be a simple value of simple integer. Value. Returns 0. Sheesh. Why is this so complicated? I don't get it, man. It should not be this hard. It's like all I want is the freaking lineup position to be a 0 when it's a 0, but it's giving me all kinds of other crap. I'm gonna go. I wonder if it'd be better to store it as a string. You know, just not use integers at all. I mean, store X and Y, but not as integers. Set them as values. Okay. Let's try something simpler. I'm gonna convert. Let's see if it works if I just do it this way. Perhaps it would be simpler to just convert the seed data values to strings. 1, 0, 1, 2, etc. This is a lot of special handling just to get a 0 value to return. I think it would be easier and faster to just return strings and convert on the front end when used. Yeah, I, I'm fed up. This is, yeah, yeah. Let's do that. Let's make my life easier and less painful. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna turn it back into a string, but instead of being two parts like it was, I'm gonna just do one part. It'll just be X and Y, but we'll store them nice and friendly like in just strings. And because I don't, it's not that big of a deal for a. It's a pretty simple conversion to change a string into a number, especially when it's a straightforward number here. So let's go back to common. We'll do a make gen here. Oh, what did I do? Oh, so we're not using this anymore because I have to put all this special stuff in there. I have to create special imports. I have to use weird floating point wrappers from special floating point wrappers from Google to make it work, and it's just like that's just like silly extra code crap. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I didn't save. So yeah, I think this is just going to be friendlier. So we'll go back over to my play types. I'm just going to go, oops, here, playbook, and we're going to just change things to set of floats. We're going to change these to strings. Make my life so much easier. Because I don't want to have any more nonsense. I'll just go to my seed data here, and we're going to change. All right, well, I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so load formations from embed. I'm gonna go back here. Remember, so we're gonna go inside load formations from embed. We're gonna take this whole bit. Starting at 4 temp pose. Look how much simpler this is going to be. Oh, it's going to be so much easier. And we just got to go all the way down to here. Nope. And get information function. Oh, that's a. Oh, really? It's throwing it all in the same. Wow, that is lazy. Claude, come on. You're getting really lazy, throwing me little code bits in the same screen. Oops. I don't want all of it. So it's like it says, put this one in the embed function and put this one. Position data. Alright. And then this one has to go in the get formations function. If pose map. Where's if pose map? If okay. If pose map. Okay, so we got if pose map right there. Basically, I guess we're replacing the whole if. On the front end, you'd simply parse the strings back to numbers when needed. Okay. All right, hang on. We'll try that. Yeah, that'll be hopefully. But do we have any code problems? It looks like we have we have some formation code problems. So what's going on here? I don't know. If it gave me partial data, why is it being a doofus? Tells me just to put this piece in, but then of course it doesn't give me proper format. Okay. That wasn't very helpful if you're gonna do that. Argly margly, man. Sometimes. Go undot. Got all kinds of errors because things are not lining up anymore. Then I gotta have it go update my seed data to get rid of all those values. Yeah, because you gave them to me. Yeah, just replace this piece of code. You'll be fine, man. I'll just replace it with this bizarre, totally unconnected to what you're doing code. I was like, why is that? We're not. It tries to. It's like weird how sometimes it takes shortcuts and sometimes it'll give you verbose, and it's not consistent. I'd rather tell it what. And sometimes the shortcuts are just like stupid shortcuts, like it'll just like here's a piece of code, and it doesn't even tell you where to put it. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with that? And then other times it'll give you if your code is like 3 pages long, it'll give you 3 pages back and change one line in it and won't tell you which line changed. So now you're looking at it going, do I really need to change all of it? And other times it gives you like that. It's like 3 different updates in the same script file. But it doesn't, it's not even a whole function. It's not the whole thing. It's just pieces. Put this in there, put this in. It doesn't tell you where to put it. You just like got to go find where it goes. And of course, that's not great either. So yeah, there's some pretty funky McNonsense there. Can you update this to convert all the lineup position X and Y values to strings? Yeah, because this is not an easy, quick thing to change. I'd have to like go through every number, starting with -7 or something. negative 6, -5, -4, -3, -2, and start putting all of the quotes over them. And I'm like, no, just give me an updated script. Now this is one where it would have been better to use agent, because if I was using agent, it would just update the code. This would have been better to have the agent do it, because this is a simple thing. I mean, functionally it's simple. It's not it doesn't take much brain work on behalf of the code. And see how there's only, lucky for me, there's only 8 formations. This is really slow. It's working on 3. I don't even know if there's 8. I think I deleted one. There might only be 7. So I think one was a duplicate. So I gotta wait for this whole thing to finish loading. How many is it done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Working on 6. Seven. Oh, maybe there are 8. I thought I got rid of one of those. 8. Okay. Copy. Okay, hopefully that's all good. Now we will attempt to run again. Go run dot. Ugly muggly. We're still failed. Oh, you know what? Let's go here and delete this drop collection. Don't want to have. Let's try and do this. See if it makes a difference to have it build it fresh. Nope. So we're still having issues. Probably still using some old data types. I don't know where it's doing it at. Failed to create store, failed to initialize. Didn't like my something. So key change is that we're now expecting string values for lineup position. What do you mean? Wait, what? You'll also need to make sure that your protobuf definitions for position has these fields defined as strings, which you've already taken care of. Yeah. Where's the float 64 though? I don't know where it's like. Oh, there they are. So why don't I just change this to string then? Is that all it is? All right, formations are now once again loaded. Let's go see what we got, man. Let's go see. Oh, we're broken. All right, well, that's okay, because that's probably just not changing the data type. That's what I'm thinking. Hopefully it's all there, but it's just not changed the data type, and that means I have to go change the data type. No, we're still getting filtered out. But we got the position group now. But we still got our values, X and Y, aren't coming through. It's still dumping them. Why? All right, we gotta go back to our data. Now we've got, oh my gosh, why is it doing that? It doesn't say string for the other values. It's putting in these weird, what the heck is this? All right, I want to see what the, all right, so Where is that? Right, fetching all formations, returning formations. Why are these weird like this now? String, what is? Oh my gosh. What is this nonsense? Jiminy Christmas. Why are these not simply line up position x colon 0, comma, line up position colon -5. So much complicated. Hurgly murgly, add positions with proper wrapper types. I don't want wrappers! Yes, where is this? I don't even know where this is. You're the one who does this stupid thing. Oh gosh. Why is it even putting wrappers in? I don't understand your dumbness. Add positions with proper wrapper types. What exactly is the purpose of the temp pose online 84 to 93? Is that even necessary anymore? Position coordinates in both your JSON data and your protobuf. Comment about proper wrapper types is outdated. It's remnant. Code itself is still needed. Fine, whatever. Okay, let's see if this is any better than it was a half second ago. Instead of trying to convert them to whatever it was. Gotta go back to playbook, go Control C, go run again. I did load faster. Stop trying to do stupid stuff. Go here, what do we got? Oh, we're still not getting it. Oh, God. Man, it's 9:33. I've been spending so much time on this. It's just a nightmare. Okay. So we got X and we have Y here, though. This is proper. It looks good, actually. Line of position, X and Y string. All right, so we're good. So now it's at the gateway that we have to go look. Gateway is still dumping everything. Still thinks. Yeah, it's just gateway. All right, so. Okay. Everything in the playbook seems to now be working on formations. grpc underscore handler dot go is now returning correctly. However, the gateway service is excluding the lineup positions, the lineup position X and Y from the response. Why? Why would it do that? It's just like going, yeah, but you don't need this. I'll just take those things out. We'll just take those out. Yeah, well, you don't have any need for that nonsense. But I do need that nonsense. Please stop taking my nonsense. Okay, that's not right. All right, I'm gonna go back to the playbook here. Go run. Go to the gateway. And go Control C. And do a go run there as well. I don't understand, why does gateway need to do that? Look, you're running. Okay, running. Okay, let's go back. So we are good. Position 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so everything's happy camper. Everything looks good. Lots of X's and Y's. Nice. Including zeros. Yep. Yep. Then we go to the gateway. Oh, it looks like restarting it worked. See, I didn't have to do any nonsense. I just needed to restart the gateway. I don't know why. Probably because it needed to reload the protobuf response type. So it looks like we got data now. Let's go see what this is doing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Wait, what happened? That was weird. Okay. Yay, I got X's and Y's and 1s and 2s. I'm so happy I can set a tier now. Now I could actually just go in and format it. How many pages ago was it that I needed to format the ID? What a pain. Okay, so now we're here. We're gonna get this back. We did the we're getting the formations. Now everywhere that we need to actually look at my it's probably what, information layout? Oh, lineup position. Lineup position. Information selector, da 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 da. console formations. We got formations here. Okay, what do we got? Line of position X and Y. Place players in grid. So everywhere that it's line up position X and Y, we need to turn those back into for each player. Transform accordance to grid position 7-6 is original. Let's just see if I can do this. Line up position X equals int line up position X. And line up position Y equals int line up position Y. Oops. I'll put a break right there. Let me make sure that works. Hopefully I don't need these anywhere else, but we'll see, I guess. That might not work. It might not allow me to turn them back into ints. I don't know if I can change my data types, but I guess we'll find out. It'll probably break if I let it, but we're gonna see what happens. Well, whatever I did, that did not actually go where I expected it to. Connection position, line up position X and Y. Get original position. Player position equals player pose. Use the new lineup position X and Y fields directly. Yeah, except they need to be ints. Oh boy. Gamesational, how you doing, man? What's the latest? Game dev, yep, working on it. Trying to be a game dev. Check out your game. What kind of game are you making, man? hacking game? Hacking, like hacking computers? Hacking? That sounds dangerous. I don't know if I do want to check it out. That sounds like something that might be of high risk. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to play with a hacking game. It's kind of like saying, "Hey, do you want to play with my dynamite?" It's like, no. Never know. It might blow up in your face. Okay, that sounds exciting and all, but. You know, I like my fingers. Games Cyber Heist. Oh yeah, you can't. Well, my Nightbot doesn't care much for links, but that's all right. I mean, you put one out there, it's not going to hurt. Now, you promised me that. Sahu, what is sahu.me? That is that a micro link, a bit.ly link? I'll have to check it out later, man. I have to get this I have to get my formations working. Oh, that's your website. I really shouldn't detour. I really got to get this working. I've been spending too much time on this. But let me take a look. It's kind of risky to be passing on links that talk about hacking. I'm a little nervous about trying your link, man. Probably shouldn't do it. You wrote it in Unity, huh? Is it done? Gosh, this feels really dangerous, man. Just looking at... Hey, Treasure Rat, how you doing? Just playing with the game, or just looking at the game, I feel like I'm afraid to push buttons. just the whole premise of your game is scary. Are you sure you're not gonna like scare people away? Like, oh, this game's gonna just hack you. Your game's gonna mess up people's computers. Let's see what your tutorial shows. Learn all the game mechanics before starting a real game. Name your computer. This just feels so... It feels icky playing this game. Welcome to Cyber Heist. Cyber Heist is a game where your objective is to infect as many computers as you can. Potentially the entire world. Will you become the most notorious hacker of all time? Or will your virus lose to some stupid software patches? The ball is now in your court. Just be ready. This is kind of like... Pick another mode. Just use the back button? Nope, that didn't work. How to go anywhere else. No going anywhere else. You didn't give me a way out of this mode. Wait, can I click here? Oh, that just makes it big. Oh, okay. Ransomware. Crypt the victim. And dude, I just feel like I'm gonna click on something and it's just gonna infect my computer. I'm just afraid. I'm afraid to push buttons. It's like I feel like I'm playing your game and it's gonna go, ah, I got you. Actually start in preferably. Virus has been deployed in the United States. Who knows how many people? Details about the update. Details about what the update You gotta fix some spelling errors. So what am I doing here? Just like dropping stuff. Oh, the computer virus has affected more than 100 computers. Keep developing your virus. Can't even keep the map on this thing. Computer virus has affected more than 1 million computers. Keep developing the virus. Your man has gone international. Can't keep the screen on it. Dude, I got some serious Bitcoin going on. That's a lot of Bitcoin. 1,941,000,000. Wow. I'm making some bank, man. That is some serious Bitcoin. Oh, I got whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Got the nuclear bomb thing. Spend it on some updates. So if they're locked, you can't have them. So we'll say confirm. Oh, okay. So I can't. Doesn't say how much the stuff costs. I mean, I've got like $1 bajillion, though, I suppose. So the only thing I could do is do the CPU one, and I was only able to do use GPUs mine. Oh, all right, so I could just a few of these I can do. All right, well, very few. Oh wait, that one looks like I can do that one. How these ones? Nope. Now we can infect it. I'm grabbing a bunch of upgrades. Woohoo. What does this do? I don't even say what it does. Oh, USB transmission. Now we can try infecting the user's Word, PowerPoint, and Excel documents. All right. We can just destroy everybody, and they're just going to be, you messed up my computer. What is that? All right. I can even get hamburgers? Nice. What does that mean? I infect their food? Analyze your victim's beliefs on certain topics. You go all in on your destructive capabilities. Well, I'm just buying everything now. I apparently have enough cash to buy whatever I want at this point. Well, okay, so maybe not anything I want. Slowly but surely buying everything. It's like I'm earning enough money to buy it all. Or at least the first wave of everything. I did it. I own everything. I am the king. I own it all. Now I can upgrade now. All right, now maybe not. All right, so let's go here. What now? Oh my gosh! I've made gajillions of dollars. I'm gonna just retire and go to the Caribbean. Holy moly! I don't even know how big a number that is. That's more Bitcoin than exists in the world. I think I have everybody's Bitcoin, and I have everybody's whatever this is. I'm good, man. I won. The Ono virus has destroyed the world. I am now the richest person in the universe. I'm guessing you've still got some work to do on this. That's all right, man. It's actually kind of cool. The concept is kind of interesting. Obviously, you know, you're still working on the balancing issues, but Plague Inc. I don't know that I've ever played that, but I played board games like what was Pandemic? I think it's called Pandemic. Yeah, where the world is getting taken over by a plague, basically, or not a plague, but like a what do you call it? It's a pandemic, right? But it's some kind of virus killing the world. But yeah, I am the new king of everything, though. I own everything. I mean, I guess I can keep buying upgrades, but maybe I can. Nope, I guess they're all locked. I own them all. The concept is interesting. It's obviously, yeah, I know you're still working on it. You jinxed the world. Yeah, I took the world's money. I'm now the richest person ever in the history of the world. I can't get out. I'm now smacked. Okay. Yeah, well, that's interesting, dude. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe you know, when you get another couple months down the road and further along in your development, it looks like it's getting there. I don't have any playable bits on mine yet. All I can do are game plans and plays at the moment on mine. I did have a streamer simulation going slightly, but I got to, now that I'm working on the the deeper parts, the nuts and bolts of the game. Um, I now some of the stuff had to be disabled so that I can plug in the, the more complex parts. So it's a little under functioning right now. My lineup, position X and Y need to be converted to integers as they are provided as strings. Is the most efficient way to do that. And this animation layout code. You know, my formations use lineups too. Yeah. As well as the formations. So are you developing it solely? What kind of code are you using for your game? Are you using C++? Are you using, I mean, what's the language you're using? Are you doing JavaScript? And are you AI coding? Or are you a fairly experienced coder trying to create your own game? Just coding on your own knowledge. Right. Which is probably in here. I do not understand why it always does a fallback. And what do I think? Hey, did you hear that Trump is apparently getting a lot of countries at this point? A lot of them are like balking. They're actually, instead of countering with more tariffs, a lot of countries apparently are instead deciding that they're gonna remove all their tariffs on United States goods. Something like 50 something countries, a lot of major countries, have decided they're going to remove all tariffs on American goods. It's part of deals that Trump is making. So I assume that means we're going to remove tariffs on their stuff in response. But I mean, I would imagine I haven't heard what the deal is. He's managed to get. He's setting up trade deals with a bunch of countries where they're going to remove tariffs to the United States, which means to me that he's also going to have that kind of go both ways. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine he's doing some kind of a deal with them to make that work, because obviously the point is they want to be able to trade with the United States. So that's interesting. But as far as my opinion on it, here's my opinion. Okay. Once we've elected our officials, there's nothing we can do anymore except at the next opportunity get rid of them. I mean, really, what can we do? They're not doing anything illegal, whether it be the president or the governor or the Senate or any of those people. You can't do anything. You can complain. You can go online and complain and complain and complain and complain. But unless you are a mega million dollar lobbyist, or somebody with massive amounts of influence that truly carries weight, all we can do is vote for someone else next time. We put them in there. Now we just got to sit back and pray that the Lord keeps them from sinking the ship. That's all we can do. And yeah, there's things I don't like. I don't like, when costs are going up, when things are going bad. And all I can do is measure that based on, all right, how did the guy before him do? What do I think the next guy will do? And is this, what can we do about it? Nothing. And so I could go online and I can complain and cry and spend my time stressing out about all the stuff I have no control over, and maybe try to find some people who agree with me. But what does it do for me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I don't like things I can't control. I have no say in it. I'm not going to spend my time feeling angry and frustrated and cussing people out and doing TikToks to get other people cussing. And I got better things to do with my life, man. I want to develop a football game. I want to just go out and do things as much as I can with my family. If I don't like the way the government's doing their thing, the next time I get a chance to vote, kick them out. Or at least I'll try. I'll vote for someone else. See if they can do better. But they're in there now. Till the next voting cycle, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to live my life and take the next steps, man. I'm not going to get into debates with people. Yeah, some things suck. Some things don't. I think Trump's doing some good things and he's doing some kind of bad things. Trump's biggest problem is he is not personable. He doesn't watch what he says. He's kind of dumb as far as how he talks. He just says things. He blurts stuff out. That to me is dumb. I mean, you're making enemies, dude. Don't just blurt stuff out. Think a little bit before you talk. I think he does some things good. I think he's got the right ideas in some places. And he's done good in some areas. But on the same point, he's done a lot of stupid stuff too. So, but you know what? I think most presidents do. Even everybody's favorite president. Okay, well, I don't know everybody's, but a lot of people's favorite president, Reagan, right? Way back when. He made mistakes too. People hated him for some of the things he did too. And I just say it because he was one of the most popular presidents of all time. That's the only reason I even mention him. But, even guys like Bush, everybody hated Bush, right? He did good stuff. He was a nice guy. People liked him. He was the opposite of Trump, right? Didn't get a lot done in government, but people liked him. They liked him as a person. He was very likable, but not the greatest president. He didn't get a lot done. But again, vibe coding. So as AI, you really got me off my thing here, man. Okay, so here's what I think about vibe coding. I think it's fine for tools. It's fine for new coders who just want to make little tools that do things. As AI gets better and better and better, vibe coding will have a better purpose in life, but it cannot create complex applications. Right now, I'm struggling with AI. My application has already grown to a point where it's struggling to keep my code in sync and keep things in the right place. It messes up formats. It doesn't know how certain things are set up. Even so, I can't imagine implementing it in any way in my code. Trying to build my application with vibe coding would have been impossible. Right now, we are light years from vibe coding being able to create any really robust, powerful applications. I think we're just not even close. You can create, I think though, you can create some really cool tools and utilities, 1 or 2 page functional pieces of code that can help a lot in maybe progressing other people's work. And that's where I think vibe coding can excel. But once you start trying to get it to develop multiple chunks of data, I think maybe if you could start thinking modularly, vibe coding might be able to build applications modularly. Like you build small piece that does X and another small piece that does Y and another small piece that does something else. But then you've got to still code the interconnections for those, because I don't know that vibe coding could create the tool that's going to interact with those unless you build a solid model out of it. Maybe you say, okay, well, I need this basic application that does X thing and Y thing, kind of like encapsulating single tasks and just building your vibe code for each task. I don't know the use case, but I'm sure there's plenty of apps that could do, you would want to do that with. But it makes bad code. I'm sorry, AI's code is oftentimes really inconsistent. So if you create, like for me, I created 10 services for my backend, and AI helped me build them, obviously, because I didn't know any Go. I'm learning it now because I've been doing it now for several months, but I'm still not an expert. So when it writes these things, I usually have it write the service for me, the basic structure of the service. And then I notice that every time it builds the service, it's different from the time before, because there's multiple ways to code things. But now that just makes it confusing, right? So it's like you've got it, even though it knows my application is this, and I say add another service, it'll still write it different, because it doesn't, even if you tell it model it after other services, it still kind of messes things up, and I have to keep going back and massaging it to line things back up. So I just don't think we're there with complex apps. So vibe coding's fine for simple things, but it's certainly not. I don't think it's ready for anything major. It might be able to do some simple games. I saw on YouTube some people were able to get it to do like worm games, the snake games where it goes around, and Pong games and other and basic things like that. Oh goody, vibe coding is in the 1970s. You can create apps from the 1970s. That's great. Those didn't have that much code in them. So now it only needs to move forward about 40 or 50 years worth of advancement. So maybe in 40 or 50 years, it's going a lot faster than that. It'll be able to do some pretty cool things in time. I think ultimately, though, AI is not creative. It doesn't know how to make things cool and exciting and interesting. That's going to come down to the developers who are doing the coding. And you're going to have to learn at least basic structures. I'm writing in code I don't know anything about, but I've been coding for 20 years, so I understand how code needs to come together, how it structures, how to make it look clean, I can see where it's being really inefficient, doing things that aren't necessarily great. Like here's an example right here in my code. Okay, so look at this. This is something AI does a lot, and it has its place, but oftentimes this is not what you want. So what this is doing is it's setting my lineup position to an integer, right? It's setting it to an integer and putting it in here. I'm not sure what the 10 is. I'd have to see what the conditions of parse int. What is that? String. Oh, that must tell it how many decimal places or something to use. This number here is saying if this is null, return a 0, which is fine-ish, but the problem is if I had a 0 here, it'll screw up my grid, and it won't give me an error. It won't tell me that it's like the data wasn't there, because it's meant to be silent. So AI thinks it's helping you because it's like, hey, you're not going to get an error. You're handling the error situation of having no data in there. But the problem with that is it's going to be like one of those things where you're looking at your code and you think it's fine, and then you go to save it, or you go to do something with it and it doesn't work right. And you're like, what the heck? And there's no easy way to trace it until you realize it's inserting zeros where it's nil. If you had just gotten an error that said this did not populate, you would know there's something wrong. And I'd rather, in some cases, you need to know there's something wrong. You don't want an error. I mean, the fact is, or you don't want a quiet error. And AI will do this a lot. I've had a lot of places where it goes, oh, you need a fallback mechanism. And it puts a default value in where you're like, no, because if you put a default value in, I'm not going to know that that's wrong. It's not just a value that's there. And it says, oh, well then, like one of the things is my action types, right? I'm supposed to be loading those from the database. I can update them, change them, make them load. And then I have an ID that connects them to the database so that when they're saved, it's stored correctly. Well, in the front end, it sets up a fallback mechanism that if the actions aren't available, you can put them all right here in code. You have this fallback mechanism where you literally type them out and hard code them into the code. And it says, oh, put all your actions here if you need for a fallback mechanism. I'm like, no, because you don't want to be maintaining 2 string lists of data. And if it's not loading correctly, what good is it going to do you? So you're going to have this disconnect between. And then if you have 2 UIs, like me, I'm going to have multiple UIs, like React and Unity, and possibly multiple compilations. If I stick my code in the front end of React and it's capturing it as a silent fallback that's not returning an error, then when I go to Unity, I'm going to be like, okay, wait a minute. I'm doing it exactly the same way. Why is it not? Oh, it's missing the stupid coded fallback. So now I'm coding fallbacks into all of my stuff. And it's my data on the back end is broken. It's not passing that data around like it's supposed to. So fallback mechanisms are not great. I don't like them. I think they're very common with AI code because I think AI is trying to give you, error-free code. Well, it's like, great. But there's times when you need errors, especially during development. You need to know that something is not working correctly. You want to have error. You want to be able to handle your error handlers to handle off cases, things that you did not expect. Maybe somebody inserted a bad piece of data into the database. In that situation, you get an error handler that says problem instead of a silent thing, and it was like, well, what's wrong? And now you can't trace it because there's nothing around there. If I knew, if I was going to use this, I should write like a special case where if it's null, I would say something like, okay, log this, we got an empty piece of data, we got an error, but return a 0 so that, the user doesn't see the game explode or something. But that's not what this is doing. This is just saying, we'll just throw any old number in there. So yeah, there's things I don't care for. I'm actually taking this out, by the way. This is not what I want. If this errors, it's fine. I want it to error because that means my data is not loading correctly. And ultimately, I need to have my data load correctly or things aren't going to work. And you're going to get a lot of that with vibe coding because this is an AI thing. AI likes to create fallback mechanisms. I don't know if that's just the way they decided to code it. Well, it's certainly common with Claude and ChatGPT. I mean, I haven't tried Gemini I have tried Gemini. I just hadn't noticed it because I haven't given enough time to it. I didn't like the way Gemini 2.5 was doing stuff. So I also found it not very efficient. So I gave up on it. Anyway, I know you got me going on things, man. You got my opinions now. Are my opinions valid? Sure, everybody's opinion is valid for their own purposes, but take it for what it is, No changes for the formations .jsx are required. Regards to lineup. All right, So let's see if anything's being different. First, let's see if he responds. I don't think. Oh, it did. I asked you to give me. You've already made the necessary changes by adding the parse. Yeah, but what about formations? That's formation layout. Formations doesn't need it? Oh. Well, that's not exactly what I did. This is not right. And AI, I will say this too, it can be stubborn. It if you take something out that it's doing, it will sometimes put it back on you later. Like if you ask for an update or a fix or something, it'll go through that code and it'll go, oh, you don't have a fallback mechanism here. Let me put that in for you. It's like, and if you just take its code wholesale, not not thinking that why would it change a line that you weren't working on, you could find yourself getting stuff you don't want. Select formations. All right, so wait a minute. Do I have create grid in here too? Oh, I do. I have 2 create grids. All right, wait a minute. Considering that I have both formations and the formation layout.jsx, I noticed that a create grid function exists in both. When is that used? This is no longer required. Pretty sure I don't even need this function. Yeah, all right. So I guess I can remove that. Alrighty, let's click on this and see where we're going here. Hey, my formations are back. Victory! Small victories, I'll take it. And it's loading up here again. And we're trying to see if it'll load up this thing. Let's see if it will. One of the things that I was trying to get to way long ago. Alright, so we got a cup, we got oil. I was going to say it's missing, but let's make sure. Oh, we do have a little bit of a bug. You know, we got through. We're getting closer. Yeah, that's probably not even the right. Why does it have cord.x to fixed? So, yeah. We're getting closer, though. We are trying to get everything to load with the new function, new structure. Really, as I think more about vibe coding, I'm thinking it's going to be the equivalent of beginner coding. That's what it's going to come down to. The future of coding is vibe coding is the baseline. People are going to just use AI. They're going to vibe code to create the basic stuff. They're going to create basic functionalities. They're going to do stuff with that while they're learning code. They're going to vibe code some pretty cool stuff. They're going to start creating pretty decent little tools. And then as you get better, you're going to learn to use vibe coding to to create pieces of code, and you're going to start developing it. And then eventually you're going to have to start using your actual coding skills that you're learning through vibe coding, hopefully, to line things up and make them all intertwine, which is kind of what I've been doing in creating all of my stuff to work with my services and my services to work with each other. And you just kind of keep creating. It's kind of like you're using AI to create the atoms that are going to intertwine all of your stuff to build into a being of, in this case, application, in my case, a game. That's my that's my analogy. You're creating the atoms or molecules to assemble a full-on thing, being, whatever. Yeah, I don't know where it's getting that from either. Oops, I don't want that. Convert to numbers if they're not already and use to fixed safely. Render route actions. Well, I don't know what it's converting though. What is it trying to convert here? Route action length. Route action length, action, route actions. Check if this action needs coordinates and it has them in the next item. Action value, line up, action value, move. And I plus 1 is less than route actions dot length. Jeez, what is action type is action. Why do we keep getting an action dot type? What is this type? This type thing it keeps coming up with. Do I actually have an action dot type in my code? Let's go see what this does. Alright, so we got action. Oh, I do have a type. Action, lineup. And action ID. Action, wait. Action type is action. What else would it be? Alright, action value lineup, action value move, or move, and I route actions dot length. There's 2. Route actions dot length. It's less than route actions dot length. And route actions Type. Why would it be coordinate? When is it ever coordinate? Type. Oh, it is type coordinate. Oh, okay. It must be converting it because I don't think I'm sending these things as action and coordinate. I don't think I am. Maybe I am. I don't know. Route action I. Route actions I. So let's go here. And the coordinate is now this, which is X and Y are 7. Oh, okay. So if, can't I just say X is 7, Y is 0? Can we just like say to int or something? Maybe. Oh, it doesn't like that. But can I do something else with it? Like, parse int. I don't know why I even have to change it to a, once it's an int, do I? What do I need that for? Parse. That's what I use on formations, right? Parse int. For formation layout. Yeah, parse int. Okay. So where was I? Play editor. This might not work simply because I'm changing it on the fly, but all right, where's chord text? Wait a minute. It's turning my text. I'm turning a text into an int. Why am I doing a text into an int if all that is supposed to be is my text? Well, that's dumb. I'm turning my text into an int to be shown as text. Well, no. That's stupid. Why am I doing that? Why don't I just show my text as text to show as text? That's just silly. It's already coming in as text. I'm not even sure why it's separating those out, but there we go. think we're getting somewhere. All right, so my line draw has put my line up at, it's drawing my line, which is not correct. It's drawing, it's supposed to be, I don't know where zero base is, but the first, I got to change that. But yeah, it's doing, it's working correctly as far as putting the value in here, but it thinks that the first click is a line. So I need to change that. Lineup is not a line. Oh, I need to go to bed, I think. It's getting, I'm already late to bed. This late to bed, early to rise stuff, not recommended, folks. Late to bed, early to rise is bad for the brain and bad for the eyes. It is, because the eyes want to fall asleep all the time. All right, so we need to go to formation. Render route. Oh, it's probably render route action. Okay. So first click on the play editor positions is lineup, which is adding correctly to the route assigned route actions list. However, the field is drawing a route line. Click, and since that is the starting point, it should not be. Just show the action name for other actions. Skip the coordinate since. So group the items with its coordinate, so it's loading it up. Skip any standalone coordinates. Generate route path. Render route actions, filtered component, handle. Use effect, handle. Is it the formations layout? I gotta go figure out where generate route path is. Oh, it's formation layout. Okay, so it is here. What is it? Generate, oops. Generate route path. There it is. Let's see. We got route, get original position, start, path. Should draw line false. Add this flag to track if we should start drawing line. It would be simpler to know that we only draw a line on a move action. Because I think it's doing this, oh, should we, shouldn't we? There's only one time when you should, so just look. Is it the action type move? Then we're good. I think this will simplify it some. I'm hoping it'll simplify it some. Geez, that didn't simplify. That made it more complex. Just Why is that more complex? Track the converter, starting with the original. Well, let's see. We got start position, we got path points. Process each route action. Process each route action, blah, blah, blah. Check if this is a move action. If it is, only add coordinate points for move action. Wow. Is that correct? Well, no, not quite. We only add route lines for move action. Coordinate points are added for both lineup and move. Lineup is just starting point and thus does not require a route. Well, alright, let's just put this in and see what it does. I can always try to fix what it does wrong, and it does do stuff wrong regularly. Alright, go back here, planner, offense, blang, blang, click. Good, we have no extra lines now. Line up, -6. All right, let's see what happens when I click a bar. Oh, but my bar. That looks terrible. Still just a bit off. Now the route line is not coming from the last point. First line should be from the starting point or lineup. Currently, it is drawing the line from, if it's -6, 0, I don't even know where that line is coming from. Where's that line going? Because if lineup is -6, 0, which is -6 is that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is right. It's -6 and 0. Where is it putting that line from? That line is like -10, 0. I don't know what it put in there, but that is totally messed up. From the side. From the left side. Not even sure where it is getting forward from. It could just be it randomly starts on the left. I don't know, man. That's weird. Kind of want to just go to bed, but I would like to see this kind of working again. Always nice to have to redo what already did. It's like, keep doing it until you get it. Eventually, I just have to stop. Eventually, if it's not figuring it out, I have to go through it myself, which I will do. But sometimes I know this doesn't seem like it should be that complicated of an issue. So if I can get it to figure it out without me doing anything, that'd be even better. That's still a no. See, it's no longer, it seems to be confused. It did not, oh, it's building from that point. Well, it is building from the first move point, but first move point is not building from the starting position, which is the lineup coordinate defined when you click the position. Kind of funny because all I did was add a lineup position because I needed a first point and I just wanted to record it, and then I added that and it like confused it. It's like, but we were doing all these from the last move. Right? Go back here, go play, go offense, go da. No, it's still wrong. Why are you not able to figure this out? It still can't get it. It's just like, I don't know what it's doing wrong. There's something it doesn't like about the task. Alright, so I'm going to have to figure this out myself, which means, yeah, so why? What is the problem here? So it's still going, the move position is -6, 6. Yeah, it's just not figuring it out. I don't know why. Function where the logic isn't correctly connecting the starting position line of coordinate with the first move action point. Let me fix this for you. Well, you're not fixing anything. I don't even know what you're doing. You're actually not doing anything useful. Okay, so I'm gonna change AIs for a minute. I know I want to go to bed, but I can't. I'm so stubborn when it comes to finishing things. I hate leaving something in a state of flux. Okay, so my workspace, my what is it? What's the function called? Generate route path. Generate route path should be generate route path. And the PFFM go ns go and PFFM web / play editor. You know, it should be building the route path by from the first lineup. From the lineup coordinate to the location clicked for the subsequent move actions. Currently, path builds from the location of the first move click, but the first move click is not building from the starting location or the lineup. Coordinate, which is the first entry in the route action in the assigned route actions list. Path from lineup coordinate to the location collects the subsequent move actions. Currently, the path builds from the location of the first move click. The first move click is not building from the starting location of the layout. I don't know why it makes any difference. This is still Claude, and Claude is still going to be just as confused. So why do I think it's going to be any different by doing it here? I don't know. Sometimes I did put context 7 in here. I don't even know if it uses context 7, and I don't know that that would make any difference in this case, but it's certainly not for lack of trying here. Let's see. Dang it, where is it? Where is it? Generate route path. Generate route path. Oh, is that not in here? For some reason I thought it was in play editor. Is it in my formation layout? Oh, it is. Oops. Oh well, I found it. There will always be a lineup position. So we do not need that consideration of neither. When the position is selected, the lineup is auto entered as first position, first action. If there is no lineup, we have a fatal error, or at least a serious error that must be addressed. It's trying to give me fallback considerations again. It's just good programming to have. No, it's not. I mean, there's times when you need to have just good programming, but just good programming means don't explode on people. But what you really need is to capture errors and log errors, not hide errors. Hiding errors is crap. you know, you could maybe hide the error in the sense that maybe the user doesn't see it, but you should still take the error, know the error, log the error, and then when you're going through and auditing your system, you're going, oh, these errors are appearing, this is not working because I got to fix this value, and maybe the user doesn't notice it, but maybe they will. But you got to capture these errors, put them in a place where you can audit them and deal with them. I don't know. Let's see if this is going to be any smarter. All right, go back, go back, go back, go back. Oops, go back. All right, click. Yep. Hey, look at it. We got it. It's working now. Yay me. But I don't get, where's all my actions at? I'm supposed to have actions in here. Say new play. Should clear that. Oops, go here, go here, go here, go pass, go click. Oh wait, go click. Go click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. What you can't do, that guy's going to get an illegal down the field penalty. Because linemen aren't supposed to be that far down the field. Click, 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 click. But all my actions are missing. That's alright. We're getting there. It's got a lot of running backs. Oops. Got 3 running backs going to go in all directions, and then we're going to throw the ball. So all my actions are missing, though, so I can't even have him. I'll have him roll out and then throw the ball. But I don't have a throw the ball option. My actions are missing. We'll fix that tomorrow. All right, guys. I think I finally have myself in a pretty good state. We'll get this figured out. My route actions need to be put back in there. I've got my lineup in there. I've got everything kind of working again. By tomorrow, I should be building some plays. Hopefully about 6 or 7 plays that I can put in a playbook. Then I got to design the playbook output. Also, I've got to design how I'm going to save the image of my play. I got to change the way I'm currently doing it. I'm saving the image of the play as a blob, and I don't think I want to do that right now. Maybe later when I have a blob database to put it in. I don't really have a way to store blob data right now, so I want to look at the images. I want to see what they look like, so I can maybe take some snapshots and put them in my code. So yeah, I was trying to think if I wanted to, like right now, these formations are actually built. They are actually getting drawn out, but I don't see how I would use images with these, because if I created them, they have to get created somewhere to create the image, in which case they're created here and there's no point doing it anywhere else. So I don't know if I need to do images for those. I would like to maybe do images and draw this out, because this is just an image of, this is an image of my, I did a screenshot basically and stuck it in there for my formations. I did a screenshot of this so that I can put it on this to click it. But I mean, it works, but it might not be the best thing. Anyway, till next time, guys, thanks for stopping by, chit-chatting, and I hope you have a great evening. Get some good rest if you're at that time of the day for you. Gamesational, thanks for joining me today, man. That was cool. Hey, and I enjoyed taking a look at your game. I'm glad it didn't insert a virus on the mic.